Hey everybody, Carol here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be doing card number 3 of 10 cards, 1 kit. Simon Says July card kit. And I'm going to be start stamping these little bees from the kit with some VersaFine Onyx Black ink onto some bright yellow paper. And this stamp set is called Be Yourself. I'm filling in with a Millennium pen some of the marks it didn't quite make, and coloring with some Prismacolors, just very simple coloring, because since I went ahead and stamped it onto the yellow, I don't really have to do the yellow coloring, of course. And but I am putting some pink cheek, going back and filling in the little eyes and the nose, and the stripes on the body. The blue pencil for the wings, I made them darker where the wings overlapped the way it would be in real life. And then the stripes, I'm leaving a little white center to show some shine and reflection. And now I'm taking the beautiful blue paper in the kit and putting it on top of some black from my own stash. And this purple is from my own stash also, but I thought the purple and the yellow would really complement each other. And so I'm stacking that on there and putting it off to the side, as you can see. And the reason is because, and then there's a piece of black from my stash, because I'm going to be putting a sentiment to the left-hand side, and I want it to fill in. And plus, I just kind of like an irregular look sometimes. That is a whole sheet of black paper back there, 8.5 by 11. Now, I went back and stamped all these bees, and I was actually just experimenting and kind of using them, stamping them off for future use. The little bitty bees up in the upper right-hand corner, totally did not mean to use this. I was stamping them off to see what they look like, and they go with the heart. You'll see the stamp in a minute. But the little dotted dash lines are the track, the flight pattern of the bees, and it ends up making a heart, and it's really cute. But I got it up there, and I liked the way it looked, even though there are some mistakes, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But then here is the Be Yourself sentiment. I'm going to back it with some black, and I've already done some Tombow Mono Multi glue on there, and set it aside to dry so that now the paper is repositionable, and there's the glue, and so that I can move it around. If I don't get it down right the first time, I can pull it up, put it back down, and I do that a lot. Now here's the other sentiment that says just because, and so there is the little heart stamp I told you about. And so I just liked the little bee. But with all the mistakes, I thought, well, I'll just cover it up with another sentiment. And these I raised up on foam dots. And so I'll put them down and cover up some of the mistakes I just couldn't cover with yellow markers or yellow colored pencil. And kind of played with some of the other dash marks and tried to make them look a little better. But I'm planning to use that stamp in another card later on, because I think it's really cute with the heart. And so I'm placing it up there, and excuse me, and so then that is the way it looks. I will go back and color these fat letters, and the bee yourself I'm doing with the blue that matches almost perfectly the blue paper from the kit. And I think it's called Sea Glass, but I'm sorry, I can't remember exactly. But I'm shading, even though that's a small area, I'm shading and using those two colored pencils. And but it's very light because the paper is very light, and I want it to match. I wanted to show that on the back of this black sheet of paper, if you wanted to frame that, you could. But if you wanted to make it a card, or just give the picture itself, you could put a piece of paper on the back and write a note to it, to the person, the recipient. Now, I decided just to experiment, and I didn't know if I would even leave this in or not, but I thought on another card that I did in another Simon Says card kit, I used this twine and made a circle, actually an oval, around the whole picture just to fill it in and give it some dimension, a little interest. And I was just showing this piece of twine. It's just cheap old twine, but I had to separate it, and that's what I was showing how you do. You kind of have to untwist it, at least the one I have. Untwist it, then shred it apart with your fingers, and then sometimes it tears, and that's okay. You can just splice it back together or glue it back together. And so that's why I'm doing the Tombow glue. Putting it down, I will set something on heavy on top of it so that it will dry. The little sentiments are very convenient because I can just slide them under the sentiment. I can actually use some cellophane tape and tape it, and it won't show. Then take some scissors, go back and cut off these strings that are sticking way out. And so I needed another piece of glue there, and holding it down with something heavy. And I'll come back later when that's dried, and I'll show you when I take that off. Now, I did want to color that upper sentiment, and I wanted to use the purple, so I used my little swatch over there with my Prismacolors, and decided on this purple matched almost perfectly. And I'm using a very light touch to match the paper better, and then I'm going back and making it darker for some shading. And it's certainly not professional art, but it does give it a better look to me to be shaded. So now here we go. I'm going back and taking off all the pieces that were holding that down, and it's stuck down now. And I am going to go back and touch up some of these little eyes and some of the little noses to make them even darker. And but that's it. And so if you consider making this, you may not like the raffia or the twine here, and that's just fine. It's just an idea, and I think that's what it's all about, to play with it. And so I kind of do, just because it fills in. It's a big card or a big piece of frameable art or scrapbook page, however you want to use it. And but that's what it looks like up close. Now, another thing I did was I tried it actually with raffia, and it's flatter and also peels apart. I just like the thinner strips, because by the time you twist and twine them all together, it gives a more filled in look, and to me a more interesting look and feathery look. And I don't know, it doesn't look like a honeycomb. It doesn't look like hay, but I don't know why. To me, it just kind of goes with the outdoors, which is where the bees are. So I don't know, just whatever you think. It's just an idea. So I don't know which one you would like better, or, you know, again, as I said, not at all. But that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed. These are some still shots, with the raffia or the twine and without. And so I'll have some videos at the end that you might like to look. And of the other two cards that were before, they were just directly before this one, if you want to go back and pick them up. I hope you enjoy. And there they are. They're the two that came before. So I appreciate you being here. Thank you very much. See you before too long, I hope. Bye-bye.